Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. This is FF Discussion episode 279. And today we have something special, a system that we've yet to be able to cover. And it's Pananandata from Armante Marinas, and his rep, Maestro Spencer G, is going to be covering that. So we're going to look at the system. And again, this we have not covered this yet. So this is new territory for us. So if you're jumping in, tell us where you're watching from. Smash that like button. I'm going to be bringing them up. They're going to be doing demos. I got a whole group of people. So I think it's going to be a good one. And without further ado, here we go. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you, Dean?
Good. Thanks you for coming on. Appreciate it. So I was just telling the folks that are jumping and watching, this is a kind of new territory. Again, we haven't covered this system. So pretty excited. So I guess, as far as FMA is concerned, before you met Professor Armante, were you doing FMA previous to that, or was he your first exposure?
Grandmaster Armante P. Marinas was my first teacher for Filipino martial arts. So let's walk back a little bit. I started out with Kempo karate when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Kempo karate. When I went to college, University of Southern California, I was studying Kung Fu with Mar Elapanya, and he is a senior student for Sifu Raymond Wong. And that was in the style of Mai Zhong Lawhorn, Lost Track Kung Fu. It's a northern style.
Okay.
While I was at USC, I had the chance to audition for the first Wushu team. And I got there through Coach Roger Tung. And I went there with Kenny Perez, Keith Hirabayashi, and Donnie Yen. So we all went to Nanjing. Well, Donnie stopped off in Hong Kong or Peking, Beijing. And the rest of us went to train in Nanjing. So we were the first team to represent the United States in Nanjing, China. And we came back to promote Wushu, which is a performance style of Chinese martial art. When I got done with college over at USC, I moved out to New York, and I met up with Eric A. Lee, and I originally met him in Los Angeles when I was going to school there, and he introduced me to his style of martial art called pancration. And from him, I got my empty hand skills much better in terms of punching, kicking, and parrying. My traditional Kung Fu was with Sifu Raymond Wong, and I also did some Wing Chun training with Dr. Gary and Joel Young.
Okay.
To take all that, and we moved out to New York from California. So I was in New York in 1983. And I started my Filipino martial arts training after I did a demonstration at Aaron Banks' Oriental World of Self-Defense. And I met up with Grandmaster Armante P. Marinas. I had read about him in previous articles in Inside Kung Fu. And from there, we had met at this demonstration I did in Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
And so he was interested in the demonstration I did because he wanted his son, Amante Jr., to learn Chinese martial arts, and I wanted to learn Filipino martial arts. So we had a barter. We swapped.
Oh, nice exchange. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were training in Flushing Meadows Park in Queens near the world's, was it World Fair? That giant globe out over there. And how that started was I did this demonstration at the Nassau Coliseum, and this guy there, Rob Mulligan, who is now Guru Rob Mulligan, he asked me to come over and check out class because he saw me doing all these flashy forms, and he was more into practical things. I was just wondering, can all these flashy forms that I'm doing deal with a guy who's just holding a rattan stick? So when I met Grandmaster Marinas, he brought me in and let me start working out with a group there. And at that time, that was Arnis Lanada.
Lanada. Okay. All right.
The template of that training was based on the Lanada system, the Cinco Terros.
Gotcha.
So we had the Rampido for close range and the Largo Mano for long range.
Okay. Okay.
I was primarily single stick knife, and that was primarily it.
Okay.
Okay. But there was like a disagreement, and there was a change of styles, and so my teacher, Grandmaster Marinas, parted ways with his teacher, uh, Porforio Lanata. So they had some disagreements, and they decided to part ways. Some of the senior students at the time also left. So we continue with Pananandata, and we increase the curriculum of more weapons, which
Mm.
different avocadas, which are the forms that we do. We usually do the forms after we have a better sense of how to move properly, use the footwork, and do the Sangat Patama, which is the attack and defense. So we don't teach the forms first, we teach the fighting applications first, and then we get to the forms after. These forms are unique because they're very short, and they don't take up a lot of space. You can use them with all kinds of the rigid weapons.
Interesting. Like
Go
I
into
had
that.
I had no idea that Professor Armante was a student of Lanata. I had oh my God, the guy who recommended you, and I'm drawing a blank here, from New Hampshire.
That's
Uh,
Sensei Girl Peter Friedman.
yes, because I
Yeah,
had him on. He
getting
covered
on the show.
Lanata, but which was fantastic. But I had no idea, so that's what makes these shows so special. You learn something every time you get somebody on, and we got some folks.
Way back, like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And folks, if you're watching, tell us who you're watching from. Smash that like button. We got June. June says hello. We
Going
got
on,
some friends.
congratulations on your
Karen.
promotion.
We got all
Full
right.
instructor in Balintawak. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a funny guy. He's, so that's wow. That is really interesting. So when you coming from this distinct Chinese background, as far as martial arts are concerned, and you entering the FMA world, what stood out like as far as differences immediate that as far as compare and contrast from your Chinese martial art background?
Well, instead of doing differences, I like to cross over. So let me just show you this. I'm going
Okay.
to move over here, Taylor. So you may be familiar with seeing the stance work in traditional Chinese martial arts, where we have a horse stance, the bow and arrow stance. Move back even more. There. You got a horse stance, a bow and arrow stance, a cat stance, a crane stance, and a scissor stance. So what I did was to implement that in terms of footwork. Okay? So that would help with the locomotion of how I'm moving here. Okay, so you have the long range strikes, the jabs, and the sweeps, and the twirls. Okay, so I'm in a modified horse stance, the rear foot turned down, I'm shifting weight, just a half a step here. The knee raise, the scissor up, and the scissor back.
Mm.
So the length of this stick here is a little bit longer.
Okay. It's like a shillelagh.
You may see this is like a 28-inch stick. So the stick that I'm using here is a little bit longer.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely.
Difference in length there. So one of the ways of measuring that is to go from just beyond that.
Okay.
So Grandmaster Marinas wanted to use a longer stick because a lot of these styles were using 28 inches. So he had insisted on 31 inches.
Okay.
31. So this is a rattan stick. Rattan is used for practice. Come over here. This is an anahaw stick, Philippine hardwood. Very dense, very heavy.
Yeah.
This is a round version. This is a palo palo. It's a laundry paddle. But when you look at the edge is very good for cracking bones.
Yeah.
And you see this bagakai. These are spikes, double-headed spikes. So you use them in combination together. You have the thrusting and you have the cuts.
Okay.
And that I was showing you before, the leaning forward and back. In Tagalog, we call it Indayog ng Katawan. So you have that shifting of the body, and you have the footwork, the bobbing and weaving, and the shifting of the weight. So we're not just staying in one place. You move back. You got to be able to move your feet up and back and go side to side, fake, and do your strikes. So my body's not staying put. It's moving around constantly. And that's the balo-balo and the bagakai.
Okay. So
More questions, Dane. Ready to go.
now, so when Rob Mulligan invited you there and all that, were you able to adapt fairly quickly despite the differences from your Chinese martial art background? Were you able to click in pretty quickly?
You better click in quick when somebody's swinging a stick at your head. Yes.
Yeah, it might be a good, I mean, theoretically, that's a good idea, but doesn't mean.
Right.
Like, what were some of the differences like that you noticed, like distinctly from both styles?
I would say the mobility and the interaction with the live opponent.
Interesting. Okay.
Just doing pre-choreographed movements, you got to relate to a live person in front of you who can adapt and have strategies separate from your own.
Correct. Okay. Wow. So what was his whole system like, just for the folks who perhaps are not fully aware of his system, generally speaking, what was it comprised of?
Okay, Dominic and Rob Sternialo, come over here. So I have Rob Sternialo, who's been working with me since the 90s, as well as Dominic Albano. I have Guru Tracy Pierce Schnitzer coming over here. That's a mouthful. So grab, yeah, you have your sticks? Yeah. We're just going to do some Rampido Footwork, okay? So let me show you the basic footwork. Come over here, Dominic.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see everybody behind me here?
You know what, Maestro? I can lower myself if you guys want more camera.
Yes, please. Just for a moment, Dean. Give me more camera, please. All right, so we're just going to do one of each. This is the Rampido Footwork. We start with the courtesy, the end of the stick, the tip of the stick, and the shaft. Good. So our Rampido Footwork, stepping out, guarding low, and across. Those are your 5 responses to the 5 attacks. And then our largo mano, dipping under, side step back, side step left, stepping back, present, courtesy. Good, you guys can step off. That's the basic footwork positions for both close range and long range.
Okay. So how about far as blunt weapon translation? What were I know you just demonstrated some strikes. How about between longer blade and stick? Parallel or different?
Very good question, Dean.
I will lower myself again.
Here's a blunt weapon here. I like to use weapons from different cultures.
That looks prehistoric.
American Indian weapon that was given to me from Joseph Dara, one of the #1 knife throwers in North America, Joseph Dara. Joan, where are you? Joan's going to come over here. She's going to show you a Maasai rungu. It's a Maasai war club. You should see that. Put that right up.
Yeah.
Tip on the end, and it's very similar to the American Indian Club.
Oh, neat.
So you're going to practice your strike on the hand. Primary target is on the hand. So Joe's going to crack my hand and make my day. Good. Good. There you go. Crack it. Hard. Very good. Come here, come here. Joan is 79 years young. Yeah,
God
just
bless.
see that there's different ages that we work with here.
Okay.
Thank
By
you.
the time I'm 100, I'll have this down.
Yes. Okay, so I have some young people that are here with me also. It's okay to say their names. Okay, so you guys come up here. Bring your sticks, bring your sticks, bring your sticks.
All right. The younger folks. I will lower.
Okay, so we're going to do a courtesy, all right? Weapons crossed. Step back. Present courtesies. Okay, so I have here Victoria Schnitzer Pierce, Victoria Schnitzer, Floyd Connolly, yeah, Michaela Schnitzer, and Layla. We're going with Melkanji. Melkanji. All right, so you asked me about blades. They're going to show you a little blade work. You guys take a sword from there. So, Michaela grabbed the crease, and Victoria has the Zanzibar, and Chloe's got the barong, and Layla's got the Jungdong. Okay, so we're just going to do some basic strikes with that. So you move back and just hit my stick. Move back, and over there. Good, show me a number one. Good, touch it, Good, reach out. Good. Okay, your turn. Number two. Good, bend those knees. Good. Be number three. Good. Good. And number four. Good. Touch my stick. Good. Shift your weight. Good. All the way back. Good. Got it. So I have them working on their angle on the grip for the blade, as well as doing the stick work. So doing stick and blade work.
I just got a quick question, Maestro.
Yes.
On the odd numbers, they're going they switch as far as their leads. I'm just curious, how come you guys advocate that? In other words, on the number one
Very
and
good
two.
question, Dean. You're on point. So in addition to my martial arts training, I have a tennis background, and I train with Billie Jean King. So I have the footwork in such a way that for the, got my cleaver here, I got my opposite-handed foot for my forehand cuts. That's the downward forehand and the upward forehand. Same hand, same foot for my downward backhand, my upward backhand. So I have my forehand cuts, my backhand cuts, my forehand cuts, and backhand cuts. Opposite hand foot for forehand side, like when you see someone throw a ball. Yeah. Contralateral. Same hand, same foot for homolateral movements.
Interesting.
That's why I haven't changed the feet like that.
No, it's interesting. No, I mean, yeah, okay.
Gotta keep you interested. No one gets bored in my class.
No. I just something I noticed, and I knew there had to be some rationale behind it. So that's all.
Always rationale, Dean. Always.
Hear that, folks?
Right. So along with that rationale, we're going to show you a couple Sinawali's.
Okay, I will lower myself.
So I find that the Sinwallis are very important because they help with the eye-hand-foot coordination. And then later on, they start working on some sparring techniques. So, Michaela, who you want to work with? You go work with Victoria. So Chloe and Layla, come over here. Give them some space. And on this side, over here, over here. Okay. You go forward. She goes back. Do number 1. Good. 3 and 4. Cross sticks. So that's Sinawali number 1. Traditional name is rope along. Okay, so you guys step off. Okay, you guys want to do what's Sinawali?
She likes to.
Want to do number 2? All right, so Chloe's going forward and Layla's going back. Cross, jab, bounce off, up, swing, 1. Good. Cross, jab, bounce, swing up, swing down. Good. 2 more. Cross, jab, bounce, swing up. Go, swing up. Keep going. Swing down. Cross, jab, go, cross, jab, bounce, come up, swing down. Okay, one more time here. Cross, jab, bounce, swing up. Good. Cross sticks. That's number 2. Number 3. Let's see you come out. Do number 3. Good. Cross, sweep, jab, pull under, go cross, sweep, jab. One more time. Cross, sweep, jab. Cross 6. Very good. Hey, Rich, try number 4. Yeah. Over, under. Go. Over, under, sweep, sweep. Good. Over, under, sweep, sweep. Over, under, sweep, sweep. And one more time. Over, under, sweep, sweep. Cross sticks. Good. Great job, guys. Step off. You guys step over here and show me your courtesy.
All right.
So those are our 4 major Sinawalis that we do. Don't do a whole lot of them. Just that. Okay. Do your courtesy to the camera. Weapons cross the back, the bottom of the weapon, the tip, the side, and salute. Very good. Guys out.
Nice.
So you had requested to see some more girls and women involved.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Played, so there it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm huge fan of that, getting the youth into FMA, and that's fantastic, and especially
Yes.
young women. Wow. Well done.
So how old are you guys?
10 and 12.
So Layla's 12. Michaela's 11. 10. Victoria's 10.
Wow.
And Chloe's 13.
That's
and they
phenomenal.
started when they were like 3. Now they're almost
Fantastic.
taller than me. Yeah?
Wow.
Maybe that's not saying a lot.
Yeah, 100%. So what else, just definitely on, as far as what you demonstrated, as far as the blade and the stick translations, what other weapon components did he stress or that made his system unique from other FMA styles?
Another very good question, Dean. So let's come this way. Okay, so Rob and Dominic, why don't you guys come up? We have the Dakin. Now you may see this in some Wing Chun styles where they're doing Chi Sao or
Interesting.
but we use it to hit with. We're using the Dakin to hit with. Okay?
That's new
It
to
was
me.
used
Wow.
originally for holding up your pot with your food in it so the food wouldn't tip over.
Oh, okay.
Dakin. Okay?
Got it. Okay.
Pot holder.
Interesting.
Also made from rattan.
Definitely new
Now,
to me. Anybody else know that?
You may be familiar with the tonfa, which is a little short, this style, or this style.
Okay, yeah.
But we have this style, which we call the Hawakan. Okay, move back just a little bit. So we have our jabs and strikes, and we can change the grip here.
Right.
Change the grip here.
Interesting.
Keep you interested, Dean. Grip changes. They have the long grinder's grip, the short grinder's grip, the sword grip, and we have the hammer grip.
Hammer.
Okay, different ways of where to put your hand on the Hawakan.
Okay.
Most Okinawan stylists only keep their hand on one side. We use 4 sides. So that is considered a rice grinder. You put it in the millstone, you turn it in the millstone. All
Interesting.
these
Okay.
things were in the household or in the village of where Grandmaster Marinas learned Pananandata. He attributed his first lessons from his granduncle, Incong Marcelo Leon.
Wow.
His primary introduction was through the spear. Now, we call it sibat,
Yeah.
but originally it was called pinga.
Pinga.
But
Okay.
people in Spanish know that as the organ, a male organ. So instead of everybody saying grab your pinga, we just say sibat. Okay.
Sibat.
So here's a spear that I had designed by Guru Larry Schnitzer. Yeah, this Guru Larry Schnitzer.
They do.
Designed this for me. It's from a cold steel boar hunting spear
Wow.
with a Naha wood. Thank you. So when you see this used, you have the parries and the cuts.
Okay.
It's double edged, very sharp. That's why I have the hilt on it. And I can change grips on this as well.
Right.
This is a double-headed spear.
Nice.
A boar hunting spear from cold steel.
Interesting.
So we have these like domestic tools adopted for weapons. And this is the latiko. I put a scarf on there so it's easier to track.
Okay.
Okay. These are handmade. You're not going to see these anymore. Only in the Philippines do they make these. I put the scarf on there so it's easier to see the trajectory of the strike.
Gotcha.
When you take the scarf off, you have the whip. It makes a sonic boom. So just move.
Right. Okay. Nice.
See? So that's about a 5-foot reach.
5. Okay.
And that's all made from a special twine. You can see the knots on there.
Yeah.
Right? You don't hit the horse with that. You just tap it on the buggy. It's a buggy whip. You just tap. Lower the camera. Lower, lower, lower. You just tap the carriage and lets the horse know.
All
You
right.
don't hit the horse with this.
Yeah. Thank God.
Thanks. Yeah. Gotta be nice to the horse.
Hmm. Interesting.
So
Wow.
those are some of the different tools. Now, a lot of times you talk about the farmers. So I'm saying, what about the fishermen?
Mm.
So we got the net here and the fish billy club. So I have my 2 weapons, catch the head, pull down, crack the head. Okay, so there's the fish billy club, and this is my net. So Rob, come here for a sec.
Who would have ever known fish net could be weaponized?
Yeah, just grab your closest tip. Everything at hand, you know. So Rob's feeding me number 1.
I
Here's
can
my
lower
glove.
myself.
I control the head, crack with the club. Thank you. Okay, 1 second. Now, this is another feature of the net. So he's feeding me a number 1. Hold it out. You can see how I'm controlled the end here. I can have my disarm, bring it down into a knee strike, step back, take the head there. So that's with the net. And Dominic, and here Dominic, and he has single stick. This is the saguan, it's a paddle. And the fish net, we have the lambad. So this is one in the class of the two-hand or long weapons.
Okay.
See how tall Dominic is? Can you fit on the screen? Yeah, come here. So yeah, he's got his reach on me. All right. So he feeds me a number one. So I'm blocking with the face of it, and I'm striking with the shaft, taking the fingers on the head. And number two, that's the face of it. This is the butt. Okay, so this is using the saguan, long paddle. Come here for a second, Dominic. Yeah, that's fine. So Dominic and I, we trained together with Maestro Carioca for capoeira, and we just got promoted to our green cord. So that's another one of the things that we also train with.
Oh,
So
nice.
he's known as Godzilla, and I'm known as Ninja, because you get a nickname for capoeira.
Oh. Oh, funny. Wow. That's so interesting that you guys, so is this something he instilled in you as far as like through, I guess, growing up, and is it what was instilled in him by his relatives as far as the different uses of basically fishermen, farming tools?
Yeah. Thank you. This is the book written by Grandmaster Marinas, Armante P. Marinas, and it's called Pananandata. So if you want to read about the history of all the different weapons that we use, that's what's mentioned there.
Is that, can you get that like on Amazon, for instance?
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay, great. Okay.
It's put out by Paladin Press.
Paladin, okay, yep, familiar with them.
Okay,
Okay.
come over here.
So folks, if you're interested in that book, Amazon.
So I have here on this collection here, Sensei Chen and Sensei Maria, I want you guys to co-wrench in the middle, take a knife. Can you see all these books here?
I can.
Pananandata, knife fighting, rope fighting,
Wow.
Dalawang Yantok, 2 sticks, Yantok at Daga. These came out like in the 90s. Very hard to come by these. And this is like a classic Arnis Lanada. And you get all the traditional names of the strikes in there.
Okay.
So like number 1, Tagang San Miguel. Number 2, Aldabisa Itaas. Number 3, Saboy. It means, walk back. It means like how you feed the chickens. It's a farmer's term, like how you toss the grain.
Oh, okay.
Saboy. Move back, move back. Lower it, lower it, lower it, lower it. Saboy. That's number 3.
Gotcha.
Number 4, Aldabisa Ilalim.
Aldevis, yeah.
And Saksak,
Socks thrust, okay.
the thrust. Saksak Sakanin from the right, Saksak Sakaliwa, Saksak Sikmura to the solar plexus. Okay, where's Guru Tracy? You have a blade with you? Take one of my blades here. Or just take this one. Put your 6 down.
Folks, if you're watching this and you are familiar with some of this stuff, please chime in, because some of this stuff.
Guru Tracy. Come here, Clay. They both
Hello.
met in my martial arts class.
Okay, I'll lower myself.
Right, just to let you know about matrimonial skills here in Pananandata, that can be done.
Is that a kind of like a subsystem within the system?
Yes. Yes.
It ensures the future because our 2 daughters are here as well.
Yeah, those are their daughters, Michaela and Victoria.
Oh, it's a family affair.
Yes. Okay, so you were asking me about blade work, so I'm going to ask some of the the women demonstrating. So
Sure.
Guru Tracy, she's one of the few, I think there's like maybe one other woman who's certified for a full Guru instructor certification. But
Nice.
Guru Tracy is the first one in, what is it, 90s, in the 90s? Mid-90s. Okay,
All
so
right.
she's just going to show you some avocado with a blade. I'm going to show it to you what it looks like with a stick. She's going to show you what it looks like with a blade. So just move.
I will lower myself.
Like with a dagger. Actually, all the women come out. Okay, so they're going to do some avocado with the dagger. Sensei Maria DeAngelis Campanella, trained with Renshi Enzo Aliota. And Sensei Jen Hansen trains with Shihan Jeff Lovering, representing the Goshinkan Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Merrick. And over here, Sensei Jerry Krause. He's helping be the cameraman. Yeah, he's also representing the Goshinkan Jiu-Jitsu School in Merrick. All right, so the ladies are going to just show you some avocado. So you can do avocado 4 with the blades. Okay, just do the avocado. And you can watch them do their expression of doing the avocado with the blade. Good. You see yourself in the camera? Good. You guys can move forward some more. Good. And time. Good. Give me a salute. Great. Put those down. So let me give you a compare and contrast. This is an avocado. You notice that this is 4 moves. Now, Chinese martial arts are like a couple hundred moves minimum. But our shortest avocado means ABCs, 4 moves. So we start with the stick. It's a low backhand jab, a downward sweep on the backhand, a low forehand jab, and a downward sweep on the forehand. So this is teaching how to move forward and how to move back. That's with the stick. Then you get with the blade. Okay, so you're going to see some more movements with the body and with the blade compared to how you use the stick. And then we use a long stick, same idea. Those are all avocado 4. Single stick, dagger, short blade, long blade. So those are the same avocado, just different expression of the same weapon.
Okay, nice. Very nice. Wow. This is so okay. So we're
You
going
guys
about.
talk about you want a demonstration. Here it is. Okay.
Oh yeah, no.
Tell me something.
We're doing it. So it seems like he's one of the few systems that really stressed kind of flexible weapons. Is that accurate?
There's flexible and semi-flexible. Semi-flexible would be the latico, the whip that I showed you before.
Okay.
This is semi-flexible. Thanks. You got a rope around. Okay, so that's semi-flexible. Next time when we get together, we can do some more of the soft weapons. You have the bayawak on you, the rat tail. Okay. Tabak to York, what you know as the nunchuck. Come back a little bit. We got sun glare. All right, so I don't really twirl this. That's how we use tabak to York. Nothing really fancy. Just crack your hand, take your head off, okay?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Now there's different kinds of wood. This is from Sifu and Guru May and Mike Williams up in Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, really nice
This wood
people.
is made from the wood of a coffee tree.
Okay.
All right, so not everything is rattan.
Right, exactly. Okay. Okay.
And so you see the length of this is coming up to my belly button from the floor. So again, you got the reach.
Yeah. Mm,
You got the reach of a much longer stick here.
yeah.
You see the difference in reach?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I got, you know what, a question just came in, and can you ask him? Okay, this literally just came in, and this guy usually asks his questions are usually pretty on point. Can you ask him to demo the pinga, pole for carrying water?
You know this as a Joe,
Yeah.
and this is a Sibat or Pinga.
Okay.
Right. So again, it's not really fancy kind of work that we do. We get straight to the point. Okay, so Dominic, come over here. Dominic's going to feed me 2 stripes, 2 6. Right here. Use these here. Okay, just checking on the viewing angle. Want over the shoulder or want from the front? Try this from over the shoulder, okay? Yeah, you stand over here. See me okay? Go slow, because the camera can't follow all this. 1 and 5. So I'm pairing the strikes and then taking the hand and the head. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Two-hand long stick.
Okay.
Right, so I'm using primarily from the reach. When I do a two-hand weapon as a stick, I have my right hand on top. Once in a while, you may see me change the grip. When I use the spear, I have my left hand on top, kind of like how you would use a pool cue. Spear hand's the controlling hand. On my left hand helps to do the cuts.
Okay.
Now I took this idea from Chinese martial arts, from the spear, and I have this on a fiberglass shaft.
Look at that.
So you see it bends around the block, over the top, underneath, and around. So you have that flexible quality to it before you have the thrust. So this is the horse here that acts as a distraction, as well as this little bell. And so the quality of the material allows you to bend around that block.
Okay.
as opposed to
Alright.
being a rigid shaft.
I got
The
a couple more.
flexibility of it allows it to come around the block.
Gotcha, with
Open
the flexibility. Okay.
underneath.
Neat.
Right? Using different types of properties or composite materials.
Okay, I do got some more questions from Franz. He usually always comes up with some good ones. His next one is the horsewhip and dagger.
Well, I can make you a little.
Rampido,
Who's asking this?
Franz Junis, Elric Junis' brother. Baste, this is Pananandata, Armante Marinas style. Definitely unique weapons and methodology. Okay.
This is Latico, the long one.
Okay.
This is my Bali song, okay? Because you talk about blades, so let's just make it more interesting. So you have some more dexterity involved, okay?
Okay. And I
Have
will
the Bali
lower myself.
and you have the Latico.
Okay, I'm lowering.
All right. All right, so I'm thrusting and cutting with the blade. I'm staying back and using the whip. Okay, I'm moving, side-stepping. I'm lunging and shuffling. So you have to be able to use the opening and closing of the knife while you thrust, while you cut, and while you use the Bali song and the Latico.
Very nice.
The logo, you see the Aguila, that's the national bird of the Philippines, the monkey-eating eagle. He's holding the Latico on one claw and the Bali song in the other claw. Is one of the highest levels of skill because it's two different abilities for each hand.
No,
To
that
open and
definitely
close
does
the
not look
knife,
easy.
okay, while using a semi-flexible weapon.
Yeah. I would be failing miserably.
Got that?
Okay, got another question there, Maestro.
Bring them
You would
on.
also spotty dagger.
Before I get to that, I'm going to do a little blade work with some of the female
Sure.
students so you can
Yeah.
see them.
Yeah, no worries.
So Sensei Jen and Sensei Maria.
And it looks like will be lowering.
You just must cut the hand. Take a nice metal blade. These are metal blades here. Cut, check. Cut, check, cut. Just keep it quick and simple. Face the camera for courtesy. Okay, so I'm going to feed the strikes and then just going to work on some dagger techniques. See in the camera good?
Yeah.
How's my glare, all right?
You're good.
That's it. 2. Good. 3. 4. Good. 5. Good. Let's try it on this side. So they're entering in doing Rampido. Cut and checks and thrusts, all freestyle. Good. Finish with a strong 1 slash. 1 slash to finish. one slash from your neck. One slash, one slash, one slash. Thank you, that's a one slash.
One slash.
Okay, so that's an example of just doing some basic daga with the women. Okay.
All right. Awesome. So, Fran's got a few questions here. Very
All right,
interesting.
Fonz, we're on a Sunday afternoon here in New York, right? Not too many people doing other stuff. This is where the action is. No football games, baseball games.
Yeah, that's it. No,
It's
no other
here.
sporting
Dean
event.
Franco's Filipino Martial Arts Discussion Podcast.
He would like to see a demo the Espada dagger, and then he's got a question on research with Placido Yamboa. But yeah, so Espada dagger.
Body daga. So you want yantak daga or you want patalim daga?
He's saying
hidden
yantak.
blade or you want sicken blade?
He's saying yantak.
Yantak, okay.
Yep. Interesting. Yes, I'll say. I think he mentioned that. I hope I'm correct.
So I'm going to ask Rob Cerniello to come up here.
Okay.
He's going to feed me the attacks. You got a stick?
I will lower.
I'll stand on this side so you're not in the glare. Rob, just stay right
Oh,
there.
okay.
Anyway. You got a knife on you? Hold it in your hand. No, right hand holds the stick. Just like we always do. I just want it to look for the angle. You guys, you can come up and watch and get a little better view. In case you're falling asleep or getting bored on me. Yantak. Now the yantak that I'm using right now was a polo stick. I like using this because it's got a square handle, so it's ergonomic and stays in the hand really well. Also, the shape of it's telescopic, it tapers. So aerodynamically, it helps a lot. And I'm going to use the daga here. So you got one weapon, an impact weapon, the other one's cut and thrust. Okay, so just lock it out so they can follow it. Right, check some back, right there. Good. Okay. Good, 1 and 5. So I'm staying back. Two and 5. I'm staying back against that blade. I'm not moving in close, but I do move around it. 3. I stay back away from it. So that's an example of a yantaka daga.
Awesome. Great.
We don't really move in that close and try to grab the arm. Guy's got a knife. I like my skin.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay back.
No argument there. Okay, this is more on the academia side. His question is about Professor Marinas' research into the Placido Yamboa. What influence had on Pananandata's yantak a dagger methodology?
There was a profound influence on Placido Yamboa's book. That's like the very first book on Filipino martial arts. So he used the terminology for all the names of the strikes.
Okay.
And you may see some portions of the attacks in there that he transferred into what he was teaching us. He just simplified it so it wasn't overly complicated so that we could learn it faster.
Wow, good
The
question.
primary emphasis was the carry over of the authenticity of the names of the strikes.
So how interesting. So obviously there's profound relative influence, kind of family style system per se, some influence from the book and all that. So it's just fascinating how he kind of comprised this, or what you're teaching today. He also, his second question and last is, can you also ask about what free fighting practice was like under Professor Armante?
Very good question. Didn't like it.
Yeah, Franz, I have to give him credit for that.
You've seen how it did the attacks. The women did the attacks with the blade. How
Correct.
it did the responses, the attacks with the stick in the blade. So this is like an example of a progression.
Okay.
It's just called distance sparring.
And I will hide myself again. Episode over. Been hiding myself more than often.
Okay, so move back up. So we're going to do this without moving the feet, just the body moving, just the stick moving. We see where there's a target, we imply, and we just practice where the counter strike goes to. We're not making contact. Or Tracy, why don't you come in and you can be the referee. Take the stick. Right there. Grab the stick in there. Now we're not making contact, but we're just simulating what goes on to get ready to do the live sparring. Okay, so we do a courtesy to the referee, and then we do our courtesy to each other. And she holds the stick out. Yes. Oh, follow me, it's a hit. So move, Tracy. Feet don't move, just move the stick. So that's distance sparring. That's how you get the progression is to do the Sangapatama. When the person's feet in the strikes, we get close. Now this is staying back. Now this is what you do when you make contact. So here, Rob, why don't you come up and help out with this? Take your sit. You just go hit the hand anytime you can. Okay, so I'm wearing a hockey glove that the goalie wears. This way ensures my safety, and it gives Rob a chance to really target and make contact on the drill, because it's very satisfying to be able to hit something and not have to worry about hurting your training partner. Anytime you can. Good hard work. Good. So that's making contact on a live target that way, as opposed to holding back. Then we go to live sparring. I recommend using eye protection. Now, when we're doing our sparring matches before, we're young and wild and a little reckless. We were not wearing eye protection. I encourage those practitioners now to upgrade your safety levels and wear safety gear.
It's just not worth.
1 second, 1 millisecond you miss,
I know.
your eyes on, that's a problem.
I know. I that happened to me. It was so stupid, but I tell you, lesson learned. Some Kinte, when I was some 20 years ago, boom. And I tell you, best thing ever happened to me, because that was the end of that. But like you said, millisecond, millinch, and
That's it.
just not worth it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, it's just stupid. No shame in being protected. And I think that was all. I'm just going to double check as far as if I did miss any questions for him, but I think that was.
There's a question from Baste Carlos.
Oh, yes, I did say that you had an extensive Chinese martial arts background. He mentioned
a long martial arts background in 7-star praying mantis, in Wing Chun, and in Wushu. I worked on my staff, spear, 3-sectional staff, and broadsword. And my empty hand specialties with 7-star praying mantis, Wing Chun, and long fist.
Wow.
Okay, also have a strong foundation in pancration with Guru Eric Lee. That's not Eric Lee, King of Kata, it's Eric A. Lee. He's my gymnastics coach. I met while I was going to college, and he helped me with my gymnastics for doing wushu. And then he shared with me his art of pancration, martial art of all powers.
Nice.
And his suggestion, I moved to New York from Southern California.
Really?
That's when I started. Yeah, that's when I studied pancration, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, capoeira with Mestre Bon Jesus, and now Mestre Carioca. And at some point, I'd like to resume my Gracie Jiu-Jitsu skills. I got up to blue belt and 2 stripes.
Yeah, I mean, blue belt, that's no joke.
It's very important for all martial arts to have some kind of background in ground training. It'll only help your stand-up even more.
Yeah.
And this is part of the curriculum that I teach at Hofstra University. I teach Tai Chi and I teach self-defense at Hofstra University. I've been there since 1996.
Okay. Wow. That's, fascinating.
I think you're doing a great job by doing your empty hand techniques with the grappling versus the knife. I think you're doing great work with that.
It's not easy, man.
Nope.
Failure. Yeah, it's just, I appreciate that because, it's something that just I dove into just because I figured that's more likely what I'm going to see out there. And then it just became somewhat just manifested and almost OCD-like now. But yeah, not easy. And we got Karen.
That's a lifelong study.
100%.
And it gets messy, and I think it's going to help a lot for a person to understand how to deal with the knife, especially when you know how to use a knife.
Yeah, all the above. I agree with you. It's one of the most difficult things in martial arts, outside of multi-man attack or somebody pointing a gun at you some feet away where you can't get a tangible grip on it. But it's, no argument. Sometimes I wonder, like, what am I doing?
I gotta go sit off on the side.
So
I'm gonna have the kids do a little more freestyle sparring with me.
Oh, please do. Great. All right, kids coming up. You know how I feel about kids in FMA. All right. Love that he's got kids in his program.
I encourage everybody to hit something. In addition, come here, Maria.
That is so neat. I would never thought of that.
Yeah, DeAngelis Campanella. If you mentioned to Tom Pena, she's my ballroom Latin flamenco dance partner as well. We've entered a lot of competitions. So in addition to hitting people with swords, sticks, and knives and whips, chains and spears, we dance.
I was just, wow, we got Tom Sodas.
Yeah. So in addition to, I'm not done. So in addition to doing that, we work with a lot with Parkinson's patients and Alzheimer's patients.
Oh, that's awesome.
Master program at the New York Institute of Technology that I started.
Oh, fantastic.
And to do that, we work at various senior centers throughout Long Island, New York. And we're looking to empower those patients that have Parkinson's by martial arts. We use Tai Chi, we use Filipino martial arts, we use core training, all those things to help those patients out. Okay. Because you can
That's awesome.
bicker all you want about this style and that style and all the politics you want. Let's see you fight against something that grows inside of you, like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's.
No.
So it's been found that when you do martial arts, when you do ballroom dance work, when you do something that involves you multitasking, it'll strengthen your brain even more and help you to grow the brain in volume. Thank you.
Well, kudos to you guys for doing that. That's awesome.
Hey, it's a hit my hand. Line up. Hey, line up back on that side. Otherwise, Victoria's going to hit you very hard. Face the camera. Courtesies to the camera. Good. Anytime, and you can. Anytime. Hit my hand. Just hit the hand. Hit it hard. Hit it hard. Good. Next, Chloe. Aren't you lefty, Chloe?
Yeah.
And face the camera. Courtesy. Lefty, lefty, lefty. Lefty, because you're left-handed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Go. Hit the hand. Hit it real hard, because you like to hit the hand. Go. Go. This is your moment. Good. Good. Your turn, Layla. Good. Courtesies to the camera. You're right-handed, Layla. Good. Now to me. Courtesies first. Good. Hit the hand. Hit the hand. Hold up a little higher. Hold up a little higher. Choke up higher on the stick.
That's the hand.
Move your hand up the stick more.
Go. Go. Hit the hand. Go. Hit it. Good. Go. Hit it. Good. So you're lefty? Layla, you're left-handed?
Yeah. Look.
Well, why don't you speak up? Come over here and do it again. Go. Face the camera. Do a left-handed salute.
Yeah, Layla.
Go. Left foot in front. Move back a little bit. Anytime. Go. Hit. Hit the hand. Go. Hit the hand. Where's my hand? See the white thing? You can hit the white thing. Go. Go. Hit it. Hit the white thing. Go. 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 There. Go. 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 And then up, make it easy for you. Go. Hit it. Good.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Right, Michaela. I need to remind you if you're right-handed or left-handed.
No.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Good, good. Back, a little bit back. Go, 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 go. Over the top, over the top. Good. Good. All the girls come out. You're left-handed, hold it in your left hand. Stay up here, Victoria. Victoria win, right? Courtesies. So that's a little free fighting for the kids.
Bravo. Good job.
Okay, go sit down.
Got another question, and I'm actually so glad, Franz, because I actually forgot about this, and it's something I wanted to bring up. Throwing methodology. So throwing in like projectiles. So
Projectiles. Okay.
yeah.
Gil Hibben throwing knives.
Oh wow. Look at those.
These are designed specifically for throwing. You have these gill hibben throwing knives. And I have the gill hibben throwing axe.
Axe. Jeez.
So that's in the projectile curriculum.
How do you,
And we cannot forget the Zarpatana, the blowgun.
jeez. Fascinating. Wow. So
And
how
so
do you
that's when
teach?
the weapon leaves your hand.
Okay. How do you teach this to you guys as far as throwing projectiles and that? Like, how did he incorporate that in the curriculum?
Well, there's like the curriculum that you have. Yeah. We have the rigid weapons, right? Come here, be in camera. You're talking to me about the curriculum, right? The rigid weapons, like my personality.
Yes, that's what I said.
Good. The flexible weapons, the semi-flexible weapons, and then you get to the projectile
The
weapons,
projectile.
like my personality. Okay, Sensei Krause, why don't you come here for a sec? This is the tenicula, the chain.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm from a right grab, cross grab. I do my head button strike. This grabs the hand. This is on the throat. Tap. Good. Good job. That's the tenicula. All right, so you see how it binds on the wrists
Yeah.
and then goes to the neck and the throat. Flexible weapon.
Okay.
So we did some rigid weapons, we did blunt weapons, did blade weapons. I
Pretty
showed you
much the whole gamut.
projectile weapons. I showed you the long weapons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta give you a little taste of everything. This is the Pananandata smorgasbord.
No, I thought it was well presented and fascinating. So, what about Professor Armante? What's he status quo? Is he teaching kind of low key?
He's teaching under the radar. He's up in Virginia, Fredericksburg, Virginia.
You still in touch with him and everything?
Yes, I speak to him Christmas and on his birthday.
Oh, good.
And
So,
his son is still out here.
yeah. Oh, geez. Well, at least I hope he's doing well. So.
Yes, see about getting him on your show as well.
Oh yeah. If you guys want to come on, yeah. If he's obviously goes without saying, more than welcome. I don't think he's on social media. Am I correct?
No, he's not on social media.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you ever want to come on with him, I mean, that's a green light. So, that goes without saying. So what are your now, one thing I wondered, so you're currently lineage holder. Is that?
I'm lineage holder. I received Master of Pananandata February 11th, 1996, after starting in Arnis Lanada and then transitioning to Pananandata in 1983.
Okay, so just for folks that maybe don't know or all that, so can you, as far as the lineage holder, that means you're kind of, and not so much an absence of him, but you the main source as far as propagating the system?
I am the main source.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, wow. Well, obviously you're representing well. I mean, you show us all the facets of the system, and it was
Thank
incredible.
you. I tried to do that within the hour, right?
No.
So how did I get that? You have to get your masters in single stick, double stick, knife, double knife.
Yeah.
Another weapon is the Hawakan. I showed you the Tonfa, the Baliso, Latico, the Seabot, and at least 7 different weapons. And you have to write a book.
Oh, wow. And then your okay.
This is the book that I wrote, Secret of the Magic Amulet.
Okay.
And just as a reference, on page 243 in the middle of the paragraph, my name is mentioned here in Filipino martial arts culture by Mark V. Wiley, who's been on your show.
Correct.
I'm
The
on
Bible
page
there.
243.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Here is a
Wow.
picture also of Grandmaster Marinas with Professor V and Danny Paolo. He's very instrumental in helping me in my development. And there's a picture of myself with Grandmaster Marinas, myself, and Danny Paolo. I was classmates with Professor Visitacion, who was a master of V Arnis Jitsu.
Yeah, that's somebody else we got to. I got to find a rep for that.
I got a rep for you. I got Lady Sensei, who is featured on Forest and Fire, and she
Okay.
can come on with Professor Scott Stewart, along with Professor Ron Howard. They represent the V Arnis Jitsu system, along with Professor David James.
Ron, that name rings a bell. Definitely want to cover that though. Yeah, we haven't. I want to start really covering systems. We haven't got an opportunity to yet. So, what did far as your goals, system. I mean, like, what are your goals for the system and yourself, as far as future tense?
My goals for the future is to get Pananandata out there, and I appreciate you helping me do that.
Yeah, we're happy to do it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe some other appearances. This is just a little taste.
No,
And
we're
get out
always
some more
open.
seminars.
Yeah.
I'd like to get out some national seminars in the United States and maybe get out to Europe and see how things go on out there. I think that Kuya Doug Marqueta's done a great job of getting Filipino martial arts out there. And we had the movies like Jason Bourne. That's helped a lot.
Yeah.
And I would like to continue. Come here, Maria. Maria. I'd like to continue pursuing my dancing with Maria D'Angelis Campanella. And we gotta work on. I gotta work on my lead and follow. Why'd I spend all that time? I've been doing ballroom Latin dancing for about 30 years.
You and Tom Payne, you got to get together.
Yes, get me on with Tom. Yeah, so I've studied both American and international styles of dancing, and I've done my coaching with Coach Stephanie Falciano and Coach Vincent Antonelli.
Okay.
And I continue to do my salsa training with Yoli Terraza and her partner Miguel. I train also with Michael Pagan. I do my flamenco training with Juana Cala and Juana Calada. So the training continues. And like I mentioned before, my capoeira training is with Mestre Carioca.
Wow. Everything you got going on, I don't even know if this isn't going to even be remotely an option for you, but if you have the time and you wanted to check out another FMA system, providing you have the time, what would that system be and why?
I'm quite occupied with what I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
and I
sounds like it.
getting this out because everybody's pretty familiar with Balintawak, Pikiti Tersha, Kali Estrissimo, Kabbalah system, Sarada, and modern Arnis.
Correct.
My turn to get out there now too, all right?
No, I think so. I mean, you guys definitely have to
The
get
block,
more in the forefront.
okay?
Yeah.
Time to get out there.
Yeah, you know why? Just of all the systems I've covered, and it's been pretty diverse. A couple systems we haven't got to, but I'm hoping to do so. But I tell you, there's not one system, as far as like the amount of weapons that you guys explore and do, as far as your curriculum. I mean, not that I can think off the top of my head. I think you might have the market on that. As far as what you guys offer. I mean,
look at all the women we have training here, right?
Yeah, which is, how we feel about that. Kids and getting the women involved.
Young people.
Yeah. Yeah. How else are we going to perpetuate these arts? How else are they going to grow if we don't get the youth involved?
Yeah, if we don't get it out there, it's going to die. So I have a big responsibility right now.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a good job at it.
Thank you, Dean.
Wow. Well, this has been absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I'm be more than happy to get you back on. If you can get Professor Armante. To make sure I'm not missing any questions. Oh, wait. Whoa. Oh, I do got one more question.
To all the parents who've let the children come out and train too.
Absolutely. But hey, Maestro,
in your hand. Get a blade in your hand.
Maestro,
Yes, Dean.
got one little quick last question. It's from Julius. Would you know if former President Fidel Ramos learned any style from that area?
I have to do my research on that.
Okay.
But I was in the Philippines 2 years before the lockdown, and we went to present Filipino martial arts out there.
Oh,
I was
neat.
Lou Lido for the Matoguro Arnis Damano Philippine Martial Arts Education Program. So everybody here just wants to give you a group salute, so lower yourself for a second.
Sure. I tell you what, I will.
Okay, bagay galang. Pan it, Taylor, pan it all the way across from left to right. Salama po. Okay, guys, go sit down.
And please, a sincere thank you to all your students who came out today on a Sunday.
Right, Dean Franco says hello and thank you very much.
Actually, we should be clapping for them. But again, please don't stay in touch. And if you're in contact with Professor Armante, you both are more than welcome to come on. Green light. So, so you just let us, and all that. So, and of course, I definitely would like to meet, but we definitely have to get your system more out there. So I'm going to think of some creative ways how we can do that.
All right, next time you got some time on your show, you let me know. Good to go.
All right. Well, I thank you so much, Professor.
Thank you so much, Dean.
You take care of yourself.
You take good care.
All right. Wow. I've never seen so many weapon devils in my life. Some neat things there. The whip and the balance on. Woof. That would take me a very long time to even get remotely coordinated at that. At any rate, who is on next? Good question. I think it's going to be PTK theme. I think I need to schedule that tonight and solidify that. But I think Tuesday. I'm hoping. And we're hoping we can get that kicked off and going. So which Boss Day will be part of and all that. So yeah, PTK theme. I think Tuesday night, I'm hoping. After that, Robert Parks, Caballero system. We got Alex Omarzan, Valentowak, Perry Williams, Black Belt Magazine. That's going to be a good one. Eugene, next Saturday, 6 days ahead of us. He's actually flying out to Connecticut and Valentowak with Jonathan Leonard. So I'm actually going to cover that live since they're coming in state. So that'll be a good one. So definitely some really interesting good ones coming up. And just thinking if I'm missing anything. But no. But yeah, so hopefully Tuesday night, PTK, kicking off the theme. We did the intro, but we haven't really, and it's long overdue. Also, raffle, Ukrainian refugees, $10 a ticket. Check out the prizes. All you need to do is go on FMA discussion, check on the pinned post. You'll see them on top, and you'll see the prizes listed there. Incredible books given. Ray Galong donated 8. Robert Parks, his recent book, he donated. Lessons being donated. Check it out. Going for a great cause. All right, folks. Thanks for those who jumped in, commented. Franz with the questions. All right. We'll see you next time.